Hi, this is cbradiomagazine.com, and today we're going to look at the Galaxy DX55V. This is a Galaxy export radio, also called a 10-meter radio. It can be converted for CB use. The radio does have the Galaxy large meter on the left-hand side. Very popular, a lot larger and easier to read than some of the other radios like the Cobra 29s, Cobra 148s. This radio has combo knobs, first three knobs. First one is a volume squelch knob. Second one is a mic gain, RF gain combo. Third one is a dimmer RF power combo. The dimmer is on the inside, adjusts the display. You can dim the display, and you can actually turn the display completely off if you wanted to. The second function on the outside is the RF power. That's a variable power adjustment. You can adjust this radio down to a 1/2 watt dead key, or you can adjust it up to about 6-7 watts if you really wanted to. Recommended I wouldn't run it that high. It's a single final radio. It uses a 1969 final in it. Therefore, you don't want to run it real high dead key. Running it too high also is going to reduce your audio. This is the band selector knob. This radio has the ability to operate through a larger band than a standard CB radio in the 10-meter range, and also once it's converted, turning it from different to the different bands is going to affect the different bands of channels that you have in this sense, or different frequencies. It has an A, B, C, D, E, and F selection. Last knob here is going to be your clarifier knob. This radio, you can fine-tune it down. As you can see, the frequency change there. That's just for fine-tune adjustment. This is an AM FM radio. It does not have sideband. You have an AM FM mode switch here, and also it does have a PA function on it. You can run it as a PA. Next button over there is a switch for noise blanking. If you do switch the noise blank into the upper position, it does turn off the frequency counter. The next switch is a Roger beep switch. It does have a Roger beep from the factory on this radio. You flip that on and it will beep at the end of your transmission. And it does have a 10 kilohertz offset on it. You can see how that works there, and of course your channel selector knob. As you can notice, it does have a 5-digit frequency counter. Let you know where you are, which is important with the obviously having the different bands of frequencies and everything. Basically, it's a good single final export radio. Has great audio. That's what they're known for. A lot of drivers, truck drivers especially, really like this radio. It gives you a loud, clean audio if tuned properly. I've had a couple different radios I've been messing with lately, and these ones, the Galaxies, definitely tune up with loud audio. And if you do it just right, there's not going to be a lot of distortion, so it can sound really, really good. Let's pop the cover real quick and we'll have a look inside. Okay, this is the inside of the Galaxy DX55V. And I'm going to show you basically 3 points on the board. And the 3 points people are probably interested in on this radio is going to be the AMC modulation control. We'll zoom in here. Your AM modulation control is going to be VR14 on this radio. It's going to be right there. That's going to be your modulation control pot. The other two that people are going to be interested in is the low power and high power settings, and that's going to be for your RF variable power control on the front. It is a variable control, so obviously some people are going to run these with amplifiers. They're going to want to learn how to turn that down to a low input or adjust their input level. With the variable power, some people are going to want to set that a little bit lower, like 1/2 watt dead key or things like that. Your low power adjustment is going to be VR16, which is this pot right here. Your high power adjustment at the high end of it is going to be VR13 right next to it. So pretty easy to locate those three all at the rear of the board there in a row. The high power adjustment, once again, the high power, this is a single final radio. It's a 1969 final, so you aren't going to run it with a huge amount of output on the dead key. And the recommended from the factory, I believe, is not more than 7 watts, and if you want your radio to last for a while, you probably even run it a bit lower than that. On this radio, there was a modification to add talkback. It's fairly easy, just adding 2 wires and a switch. The location's going to be the left side here of R236. There's 1 wire running in there. It's a little hard to see. And on the other side down here on R189, on the right hand side, is the other wire. Both wires run back to a simple on-off switch that's been mounted in the back of the radio.